Look at that.
Back. Good. We have a chance.
Showdown.
Yankees 12, Red Sox 11.
He's gone. He couldn't go all the way.
No hay arquero. ¿Quién le pega? ¡Golazo!
Well, there's a long ball through, and
Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch. Incredible Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Fed on through, and here's Rust. Rust delays to Kofi. Walton can tip it. Bryant with the save.
Oh, you gotta get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Oh, go ahead. Do your little intro.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 1 of Earth2 Talks Sports with Weds&Moe. I am Mo. You guys know me, and
I'm Weds.
welcome, Weds. Welcome, Weds. Appreciate
What's
you
up?
being here, man. I'm glad you could. We're doing this. So they know me here, right? I don't need to introduce myself. So you are definitely gonna have to introduce yourself to the people, Weds. Go ahead.
All right. Let's see how we keep this simple. Name is Weds. Well, name is Wedson. Call me Weds for short. And I've been arguing sports with this guy for as long as I can, for I don't know how long now. So we figured let's put it together. So
Right. That's literally how it happened. I did your show a while ago. I did a show that you were doing a while ago, and
a while ago when we were doing a different show, and then we sat there and it went on for a couple of hours. So
yeah, you know what's funny?
Yeah.
So before we even go in, right? What's funny is I actually used the wrong intro for this video. So this is crazy, right? This is the first episode, and mistakes have been made. But that's the beauty of shows like this, is like you can make mistakes and get better as the show goes on, right? But first episode,
and it will be noticed too. Like they'll say, okay, well, first episode was like a little shaky. Beginning was, but
right. And the worst part about this, right, is that this is not like my first show that I'm ever doing. I've done multiple shows, right? But for some reason, this one I messed up the first episode. But it's funny story. I always mess up every first episode of every show I do, so the tradition just goes on, right?
Yeah. Cool. Let's do it.
So Weds, tell us what we're talking about today, man.
All right.
Tell us what
cool.
we're talking about today.
So today we're talking NBA Finals. We're talking Game 5 recap from last night. We're talking prediction from Game 6. And then we're also talking preview for the Stanley Cup Finals, right around the corner.
Right. So I'm ready to get into it. I mean, whenever you're ready, let's go. Like, let's talk.
All
let's
right.
talk. Game 5.
Do it. Okay. So first topic. We spoke about this earlier.
Right.
First topic. Oh man, I had this written down just as
let me help you, man. Let me help you.
I put it in front of me.
Peep the bottom.
All right, cool. First topic. Let's talk about it. Did the Warriors win this game, or did Boston lose it? Which is it? Mo, you go first.
Man, I thought about it, right? And I was gonna say, initially when I saw the topic from you, right, I was like, Boston lost this game. Boston lost this game. That was my initial thoughts, right? But thinking about it more, looking at recap, looking at numbers, looking at stats, Golden State was the better team.
Okay.
Better defensively. I mean, the case can be made for Boston to lose a game, but Golden State was the better team, and I think Golden State won the game. The reason I'm going to say Golden State won game is when your superstar is not producing, right? Steph is not scoring 40 points a game. He's going 0 for 9 from 3. He's not putting up numbers. Draymond Green is shooting the ball down the court. he's been ass. For lack of an ass.
That was a fact,
right?
Because he's been ass.
Games, right? But here he comes, and he wasn't great today. So he was great last night, but 8 points, 8 assists, and 2 blocks.
8 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 shots. I think he had a couple steals as well.
Trent Green gave you in the last couple. In the last couple seasons, he's been coasting off Steph, and he's been coasting off. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, Draymond is the luckiest guy in the world, right? Clay has been ass for 4 games, even up to the point where I think a report asked him, "Is like, yeah, I'm gonna go watch YouTube clips of games 6 Clay," and that's what I'm gonna do. Jordan Poole bench has been, give take. He give right.
The final he has been the Jordan Poole in the second round. That's for sure.
Fact. Looney has had in game 1. Looney was your guy. I think game 1 and 2, Looney was the guy. So you have all those things going, like, and then in game 5, Steph is the one that doesn't go. But everybody I mentioned, Jordan Poole 14 points, Clay 21 points, hitting from deep.
Gary Payton had 15.
Bro,
Gary Payton, where did that come from?
And you know what's funny? I haven't mentioned the one guy who's absolutely going nuts, who's gone nuts in the last 2 games. But I'm mentioning all the other pieces because, yes, Wiggins had game 4. He had that enormous game 4.
Yeah.
And
16 boards in game 4. Yeah.
Yeah. And your question is, can Wiggins do it again? Wiggins comes back game 5, gives you 20.
Do it better.
Yeah, do it better. 26 points.
And 10.
Yes. And so all those things are working for you. And I think Steve Kerr was the better coach last night. This is how you know I feel like Ime is not a championship coach. It's his first time here. He's not really I don't think he's built for it. But you have you have Ime not adjusting, right? And you have Golden State playing better at home.
Before we get to Ime not adjusting, I mean, this is the first year head coach.
Listen,
he's playing. Her first year head coach. He's in the finals. They went through Brooklyn. Granted, Brooklyn wasn't the Brooklyn we're expecting. Went to Milwaukee. Granted, without Middleton, and then the Heat with Lowry partially injured, Hero not fully there. I mean, but with all those things, all those games, or at least all those series that weren't guaranteed for him. Nobody thought Boston was going to smack Brooklyn in the first round. We didn't know he was going to smack. We didn't know Boston was going to smack Brooklyn and sweep them right away. We didn't know that.
Facts.
And we didn't think that they were going to go past Milwaukee even without Middleton, because Milwaukee is a solid team. Giannis is the best player in the world right now, according in my book. Okay. I mean, right now. So for me, we're talking a first year head coach here, and I give him. I'm not giving him a pass, but I'm giving him a pass because it's because we're talking Warriors. This is the 6 finals in the last 8 years.
6 finals in the past 8 years.
Yeah,
the first without
6 finals in 8 years.
The second without Braun.
Exactly, 3 championships. They lost 2. And so the Warriors have been here before. They've seen it. They've seen every single version of the series, every single version of the finals. They've seen Cavs with Braun, Kyrie, K-Love. They've seen Cavs without him. They've seen a Toronto team that somehow just
miraculously
add Kawhi to that team.
Yes.
So they've seen quite a lot. So for them, making adjustment is a lot easier than Boston making adjustment.
But that's the thing. They're playing like they've been here before. Is the point I was trying to make. So but think about it though. With all the things that you've said, Boston coming out smacking them game 1. Boston fell out game 2. That ass. But game 3, Boston smacked them again. You know, Boston stole 1 at home. Boston should have won game 4. But you see, the thing is, right? Who's the most pressure on? I'm not putting the most pressure on Boston because I guarantee you they're the younger team. They're the team that I think can be together, you know, once all of this is, because Golden State still needs to figure out their situation in the next 2 years, right?
Yeah.
They need to figure out that situation. Boston can still be together. Boston can still get here. Golden State, there's a lot for Golden State on this. There's a lot for Steph.
They're on the tail end of the dynasty.
For Steph on this, though. It's not even a dynasty. There's a lot for Steph on this. Steph's legacy rides on this one because, again, three championships, right? Iguodala got the first one. Why did Iguodala get the MVP? He guarded Bron. The second one, KD. The third one, KD. I don't care what you say. Steph has to. And in my opinion, Steph dropping 40 points is Steph showing I can carry. Steph is finally
getting okay. You know what? I'm not gonna go back that far, but Iguodala getting a Finals MVP for guarding Bron is absurd to me. But we're not.
It doesn't matter. But Bron still dropped like 39 points.
Oh. But yeah, he get MVP for guarding Bron with Bron averaging a triple double, or 35-point triple double.
Bro, like that's not special. They gave it to him. No, because I see my reasoning for them giving it to him is like, who else were they going to give it to?
Steph.
For what?
He's the best. He averaged 25 in the finals.
What was his third quarter and his fourth quarter in those finals?
He averaged 25, 6 and 5.
Bro,
no, 26, 6 and 5.
This is Steph, right? First quarter, second quarter, third quarter, fourth quarter is nothing. It's listen, I think the most pressure is on Golden State to win this one. And because it is, I think Golden State did what they needed to do to win. Golden State won, period. That's my answer. I did all of that to tell you that.
Okay, I'm going to go the opposite. Boston choked. Boston choked because for 4 games straight, Steph's been lighting you up. By the way, I have a problem with that. Steph lights you up for 4 games straight. You're the best defensive player, the best defensive team the whole season. You have the defensive player on your team. Marcus Smart is the defensive player of the year.
Okay.
Same height as Steph, bigger than Steph, but somehow Steph is averaging 34 through 4 games. Based on why? At this point, first of all, after game 2 or game 3, whenever it was, if after those 2, if Steph is averaging 30, I think Steph was averaging 32 through 3 games, right? With that being said, if Steph is averaging 32 to 3 games, and you have the defensive player of the year on your team, I don't care what you do. Let somebody else beat you. It can't be Steph. You can't let Steph beat you. And in game 4, he came out, he lit you up. So now we're talking through 4 games, Steph is averaging, damn near 35. That's Bron numbers. That's
facts.
Bron numbers.
Big facts. Yeah. Big facts.
Okay. And then the thing with Boston is the fact that if Steph lights you up for 4 games straight, then you come out game 5. Steph has the worst game he's had in those finals so far, in the finals, or possibly the second worst game in the playoffs this year that he's had. I think he had the bad game against Memphis where when they got lit up by 55.
Yes.
So we're talking
so
we're talking through 4 games he lit you up. Game 5, come on. Steph is 0 for 9 from 3. Steph had 16 points. You was up by 5 with I think like 7 minutes left in the game, and you couldn't close that out. Yet you choked. You choked because the door was open for you in every single aspect. Golden State has been cooking you in every third quarter this entire series.
That's the truth.
Yesterday you had a monster third quarter. Boston had 39 in the first half. I think they had 35. I think they had 35 in the third quarter alone. And Warriors had 21.
Yeah,
so you're talking a 35 to 21 third quarter. I think 35 to 22 third quarter. When third quarter has been like Warriors bread and butter, and then you tell me, and you were still up in the fourth quarter. Don't get me wrong. That Jordan Poole bank shot at the end of the third quarter, that kind of took
that demoralized them. It was over.
Once
Once that happened, they were done.
they took the air out of it.
That's how they won the game.
But even so, because in the fourth quarter you still had a chance. You know why? Because even in the fourth quarter, you was up 5 with 7 minutes left in the game. Okay, and again, Steph is still shooting terribly. Steph is having a bad game. But so the reason why I say they choked is because like they did, and also here's a random number. Your 3 best players: Smart, Brown, and Tatum. They're averaging the more. They had 15 turnovers out of the 19 you guys had. Out of the 18 they had 15 of them. You tell me your point guard, your shooting guard, and your small forward, the guys who handle the ball the most, they had 15 out of your 18 turnovers. That's terrible. Marcus Smart, first of all, Marcus Smart trying to flop his way into fouls. You're the defensive player of the year. Be better,
bro. This is why they won. This is why Golden State won the game, bro. Because they got into these guys' heads. They got into these guys' heads. What do you do when you're at home? Is you I mean, we all know what happens. Home is everybody gets home court advantage. This is why I was going to ask you a question, because when I was thinking about this, I was like, you know what? That 2020 finals that everybody wants to put asterisks on because of who won it, right? Mm-hmm. Why do people keep saying, that this is why they won? Is because it wasn't a home court thing. You didn't have fans heckling. This is what happens. The refs are calling those games a little more fair. You are not going to get calls. Marcus Smart doing dumb stuff, right? Williams doing dumb stuff. Everybody letting Draymond do Draymond things and getting in. This is why they won the game. They are the better team. They're the more experienced team. At the end of the day,
they are the more experienced team. The more experienced team won. But also, here's the thing. You know how they always say, hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the Boston is so talented. From top to bottom, that team is talented, okay?
Correct.
We saw it in game one. We saw it in game one when fourth quarter came around. They had a 40-point fourth quarter.
Correct.
And out of nowhere, they were missing all of a sudden Smart, Horford, and what's his name? They had 15 threes combined. So which means that
Derek White.
Derek White.
He went off, right? Yeah.
So you're telling me you have a team that everybody in the team could go off. Al Horford has 6 threes. Al Horford has 26. Like, don't get me wrong, Al Horford is no scrub by any means, but Al Horford in year 15, like cooking you in the fourth quarter, that team is too talented to choke in the fourth. To choke like that. Marcus Smart is too good. You know what? I stand corrected. Marcus Smart would have won if he was smart. That's what would have happened.
This is true.
Because he played, dude. You guarding Clay. You trying to get a cheap foul, bro. Guard him. Why can't you just stay in front of him? You move quicker than Clay. You arguably as strong as Clay. What are you doing?
But again, this is where the experience of a better team comes in, and this is why this is what happened. I'll give it to you. I'll give you why. I might give you why they choked a little bit. I'll tell you where they choked. Not this game. Not game 5. They choked game 4. Once they lost game 4, when Steph went off, right? 40 points, game 4. I said to myself, Boston is losing this series. You want to know why? Steph went on 40 points. The rest of the team sees it. And they're like, you know what? We got to step up. What do they do game 5? They come home and they step up and they win the game. That is it right there. Boston has no chance now.
If you're Boston and you watch Steph go off for 43 in game 4, game 5, you come out swinging. I mean, you punch them in the mouth right away and let them know, you know what? I'm not going down without a fight.
Did you watch that first quarter?
I did watch the first quarter, and Boston did nothing. They didn't do what they were supposed to.
Okay. So now
that's what I'm saying.
So no. But I'll tell you, Boston didn't choke that game. The better team won, and the Warriors won that game. It's very simple. For Boston to have choked that game, right? I'll tell you, it would have to be a game where they didn't turn the ball over 18 times, right? That's the way they shot better. They were better at threes. Because again, if you I'll pull up the stats for you. Boston was better at threes last night.
Yeah.
They were
better at rebounding also. They out rebounded the Warriors for the first. I think it might be the second time in 5 games where they out rebounded the Warriors.
Bro. Right. 55. Wait, hold on. Is this
I think it's like 46-39 if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. Matter of fact, yeah, I'll give it to you. I'll give you the stats right now. Right? Boston, 47 rebounds to 39. 8 offensive to 4. 9 steals for Golden State Warriors to Boston's 2. The blocks. It's the turnovers, bro. This is what the better team did not turn the ball over. With all of that, right? For Boston to have won that game, for Boston to have choked, they would have to have about the same amount of I feel like it would have to be on a better playing field. Boston played tight. Boston didn't know how to come out the gate and as you said, smack them in the mouth. And what does the better team do? What does the better team do? They pounce on it. That is how you win a game. When you see somebody being inexperienced, you take advantage of that. They got taken advantage of.
The numbers don't tell the full story.
Oh my God. Oh my
God. Here's why.
Because again, if someone told you, right, that's if you didn't watch the game and someone said Steph went 0 for 9 from 3, what would you you didn't watch the game, you don't know the scores. What would you think?
Warriors lost. If you tell me Steph went 0 for 9, he had 16 points, I'm telling you, the Warriors lost that game.
So explain how they won by 10. Explain how they won by 10.
Because Boston choked.
So we're just gonna leave out the fact that Boston had bench points. I'm sorry, Boston couldn't get production from their bench. You couldn't spell. Anytime you tried to spell Marcus Smart with Derek White, Marcus Smart, you had to call a timeout immediately to put Marcus Smart back. You can't take Tatum out because you don't know who you're bringing in to spell him. You can't take Jalen Brown out because you don't know who to bring to spell him. Bro, you're done. And let me tell you the truth about it. Even if Steph didn't go off, you got to still chase him around the court, right? Boston does not have the stamina to chase Steph around for 4 quarters.
I'll give you that. I will give you that because I can't think of too many teams in the league that could stay with Steph for 4 quarters straight.
I mean, we saw Dellavedova have a fucking cramp.
Bro.
Dellavedova had a cramp, bro. But he got paid the next season. But he had a cramp trying to keep up with Steph.
No. I will give you that, okay? Watching teams trying to guard Steph for 4 quarters has been probably my favorite part of basketball for the last I'm gonna say 8 to 9 years. Bro. Why? Because no matter who is your who's on your team, who's on your roster, the moment you're chasing him around, all of a sudden you turn around, all of a sudden your center is trying to guard him from 30 feet out, your point guard is nowhere to be found, your shooting guard is somewhere in the corner. Trying to guard Steph is an impossible task, and I'm gonna tell you right now, he made, and I think I told you this right before the show started, he has made life easier on everybody on his team.
I mean,
because
I started off by saying Draymond is coasting. Come on.
Because if you're right, Draymond is coasting because if Steph is not on that team, Draymond looks like a scrub.
Oh, 100%.
That's a fact. So which means, and again, you take when he plays because remember Clay early on, Clay was a spot-up shooter. Clay couldn't put the ball on the floor, but somehow those two in the backcourt, the moment you're watching Steph, he made one pass, Clay will light you up because he needs this much time to release. Mm-hmm. So he's cooking you. When KD was there, KD is a 7 foot tall, 7 foot tall, small forward, power forward, whatever position you want to put him in. KD is 7 foot tall, could shoot lights out. But somehow, the moment when they're playing, when he's playing in the Warriors, they're still watching Steph. 3-4 guys are still watching Steph wherever he goes. So I will give you that. They can't keep up. They have to watch Steph at all times. I understand that. All I'm saying is the fact that if you're Boston and the game is going so again, the reason why I was saying the numbers don't tell the full story is because of this, right? with the turnovers they were playing, with the turnovers, they can't take out, Tatum. Smart is not playing well. With all of that going on, listen, you had a 35-point, third quarter, and with 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, you was up. So if you were up at that point, with everything going against you, you gotta close the deal. Because even then, Steph didn't exactly give you like 2 clutch threes, down the stretch.
He didn't air out like he always does with those threes.
Exactly.
From, wherever.
He didn't do that. So which means right now, I think you know what though? We'll talk about but I think that might have Boston's own chance, because when Steph plays like that and you don't capitalize, you're screwed.
Shit.
Because next game all he has to do, next game all he has to do is hit 1 or 2 threes,
and that's it.
And all of a sudden, Steph, the basket's gonna open up him.
Yo, Steph was rimming out in the front of the rim. Listen, I guess we can't transition now.
Back of the rim. It's like he knows, Steph missed a. I think Steph missed
he did.
And he looked at Steph like, who am I? I'm playing like not Steph Curry. So with all that going on, if you're Boston, you're like, what do you get?
And I agree with you. You can't do that. You gotta take advantage of it. You're not. But you guys are not doing it. So guess what? I mean, your bench is not helping you. So everybody on my team, Golden State Warriors, stepped up. So if game 1, Jason Tatum wasn't that guy, that was Jaylen Brown, right?
He hasn't been that guy all series.
Let's just transition to the next topic, because I got something for him. I'm about to light him up. So
let's move on.
Can Boston? You know what? You start this one. Can Boston come back in Game 6 at home? I specifically said at home. Can they come back in Game 6 at home?
Can Boston come back in Game 6 at home? I say no. I want to believe they can, but I say no. The reason being, I don't think you get a better shot than you had last night. That's what I'm saying. That's why I say no. Not because they're untalented, because they're all super talented team from top to bottom, and they have proven that they can take a punch and then come right back. But right now, I feel like they've been a little more demoralized. Up until last night, they had never lost 2 back-to-back. The entire playoff series so far. Yeah, they haven't lost 2 back-to-back. Okay, and every single time, Warriors looked like they were about to pull away. Boston was like, I got something for you. Marcus Smart hit a 3. White hit a 3. Grant Williams hit a 3. Pritchard hit a 3 somewhere. Al Horford started looking like the fifth step, like Splash Brother, and he's hitting a 3 from right out of nowhere. So it's like, when all that stuff is going your way, and Jaylen Brown has mastered scoring tough shots. He has mastered that. All the tough shots he's been taking, he'll making those. So with that being said, if all that stuff is happening, and you still couldn't capitalize on a Game 5 like that, when Steph played the worst game of the finals so far after averaging 34, I think you're screwed. I think right now the Warriors, because here's the thing though, the Warriors are thinking, I don't want to go back to Oracle. I don't want to go back to Oracle
on Sunday.
On a tie series, having to win Game 7.
Oh,
I don't want to
there
chance
before.
Exactly. So listen, you don't want to chance a Game 7.
Right.
You don't want to chance a Game 7. So with that being said, so I think the Warriors close in Boston on Thursday.
So I'm hard on Boston, but I like Boston. I like Boston. I'm conflicted because I think they can, right? I think they can. I think they can find it, right? I think they can find I think they can find it, and they can come out and they can smack them in the mouth at home. The reason I think they can is because Game 1 and Game 3.
Game 3, yeah.
But then Game 4 tells me, can they? See, that's where the confliction comes through. Like Game 4 was like, can they do it? But I think they can. I think they can go home. They can take a break. They can relax. You can try to get Williams as close to game ready, not healthy, as close to game ready as possible. Because, listen, I think they have the best shot blocker. I won't call him a center. The best shot blocker in the game right now. You put that if and he's the most athletic when he's healthy because he can double jump. Can jump twice. Now he jumps and he comes down and he can't go back up because that knee's bothering him. So you have all those things against. He has all those things. You can try to shoot the joint, like ice it, keep him off the court until the game, right? And say, listen, Ime comes out and says, listen, we're going to leave everything on the court. Chances are you do that, you're going to go to Oracle and you're going to lose. But you don't want to get kicked out. No one ever wants to see somebody pop confetti on their floor, first of all.
Absolutely not.
No one wants to see that. So you have to come out. And I think Boston
That's like me walking to your house. That's like me walking to your house, put my feet up on your couch, open your fridge, grab everything I want, put my feet up on your couch, turn on your TV, hit on demand, and start ordering movies. Like, it's disrespectful.
We gonna fight.
That's what it is.
And Boston has to come out. Hear me out. Jason Tatum has tried. He's not that guy. He's not that guy. He's not Kobe. Because I dislike Jason Tatum so much because you put your body on him, he turns around and he decides to do that dumb fadeaway jumper. And I'm like, yo, get off the court. Every time he misses one of those, I'm like, get off the court. Because if it's not working for you, pass the ball up. There's so many times he's in that position.
Man's been watching Kobe since he was 2. Okay,
bro,
that fadeaway.
I don't care. I feel. Hear me out, right? I feel like the way the final started, Jaylen Brown, and I think game 2, Jaylen Brown, because game 2, Jaylen Brown, and then as soon as Jaylen Brown starts handing off to Jason Tatum and Jason Tatum starts bringing the ball up, things change. Game 3, Jaylen Brown. Jaylen Brown, the game, you start giving the ball back to Jason Tatum, the game shifts. Listen, Coach Ime, I know you want your light-skinned guy to be the guy, but no. It's the dark-skinned guy's ball. Give Jaylen Brown, give Jaylen Brown the ball 75% of the times, and I promise you're gonna win. Stop.
You're not gonna get me to disagree on that one. You said don't give it to the light-skinned guy.
Don't give it to the light-skinned guy. There's 3 light-skinned guys on the other side of the court that want to take your head. Give it to Jaylen Brown. I'm sick and tired of Boston trying to live and die with Jason Tatum. Regular season, I'll give it to you. These playoffs and these finals, what I have seen, yes, Jason, don't get me wrong. Jason Tatum had that 45 point game
46.
Yeah, 46-point game. Yeah, 47-point game in Milwaukee. He had that game to get you guys there, right? That's it. That's all he's really giving you. If you look at every series, he's super inconsistent. He'll give you one good game, one bad game. One good game, one bad game. One mediocre game, one good game, one bad game. Listen, it's enough. For Boston, and this is how I'm saying Boston can come back. But for Boston to come back, Jaylen Brown has to go for 30. And for Jaylen Brown to go for 30, you have to continue. As you said, he has mastered making tough shots.
He has, man. I've seen him make shots. I'm talking. He spun around,
bro.
And I think Wiggins or Draymond was like just over him. He hang in the air just long enough to get like a little extra space, drilled it.
That's what I'm saying. Listen, it's something, right? It's something to watch, right? We're watching a team lose because they want their superstar to get them there. Look at what happened.
You know what though?
Look at what happened last night. Go ahead.
You know what though? That speaks to the inexperience of the team. That I can agree with you on. Because guess what? Every experienced team will tell you. Like if you look at I remember 2010 Boston and Lakers. Kobe struggled that game. When I struggled that, That man was 6 for 24, 25% from the field. He struggled, but you know what he did? He says, "You know what? I'm struggling." At some point he started deferring to Vujicic. He deferred to our test. All of a sudden, he's like, "Oh wait, we can actually win this game." He struggled, but guess what?
Test is hitting threes, bro. Like it was very wild to me. That was honestly, God's honest truth, the most wild, because I've never seen Kobe do that so much in my life. All I'm saying,
but you see, that tells you. Listen, at that point, he's like, "Listen, I got 4 chips. Okay, I got plenty of experience. I know how this goes. Okay." I remember I had seen the stats earlier. I think it was game 4, 97. Bulls and Sonics. Jordan, I think he went like 9 for 28 or something like that. Like I'm talking, he struggled. But when he started struggling, he says, "You know what? This is not my game. I can't be Black Jesus today." He started deferring to some other guys, and once he started doing that, what started happening? Guys started hitting shots. So all of a sudden, so the inexperience of the team is telling you, like, I'm gonna say the team and the coach is telling you, like, you know what? Yeah, we're gonna have to ride our superstar, but it's like he's not quite that guy yet, because for when they came in the league, Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown. It was like Brown was better defensively, Tatum was better offensively.
Right.
And then Brown started getting better on the offense, and Jason started getting better on defense as well. But Brown on offense, he has started to he went from like, okay, I'm gonna do a little bit better to now, okay, I can do this.
Bro,
like whatever you could do, I can do too.
He started 5 for 5. He started 5, and immediately he's going 5 for 5. They I'm like, yo, they started giving the ball to Jason Tatum, and your offense slows down because Jason Tatum will get caught up, turn around, spin, bro.
Or drop to the basket and turn the ball over because he dropped to the basket, so all of a sudden, and he gets in the air. Now he's looking for somebody to look for. Bro, that's terrible offense.
Bro, I want to run in the court and just get, like, this is. I was telling my friend earlier today, this is where you need a coach like Bob Knight. Because Bob Knight will pull you to the side and physically shake you because wake up.
There are certain coaches I absolutely love, and those coaches are guys like Popovich, guys like Phil Jackson. They will do the same thing in 2 different ways. Popovich will yell at you, get your ass on the bench. Listen, you're better than this. Relax. Then we'll send you back. Phil Jackson will sit there and be like, you know what? This guy's wilding. Come here, sit down, have a seat next to me.
Facts.
Watch the game for a little bit. Watch how the game is going for a little bit. The Zen master. Like, watch how the game is going. Watch how the ball is moving. Watch how they're playing here, okay? Now, when you get in here, I need you to do exactly that. So it's like, so there's levels to this. But Ime is over here like, man, you know what he's thinking? Imagine if I lose this game and I didn't give my superstar a chance to be my superstar.
That's what the media is going to be like. Well, Jason Tatum didn't have. I don't care how many touches he has, bro. Listen. We see it in football all the time, right? With especially with Tennessee. No. Matter of fact, I was in Indianapolis last year. You had the best running back in the game, but your coach decides to let Carson Wentz throw the ball 30 times a game. No, you hand the ball off to
Jonathan Taylor. Yes.
Thank you.
You hand the ball to Jonathan Taylor and let him run.
We're playing. I almost called him New England. We're playing Tampa Bay. We're winning in the first half because Jonathan Taylor is running all over them. What do we do in the second half? Carson Wentz, throw here, throw there, throw the ball 15 times, 2 turnovers. Tampa Bay comes back and wins the game. Come on, bro.
Speaking of not that guy, Carson Wentz, not that guy. But he's
watching this problem. I don't give a fuck. He's over there in Washington. You know how hurt I was. Yeah, that's for another show. I have so much about. But listen, I'm tired. I don't want. Hear me, and I don't think Ime is gonna listen to this podcast. Who the fuck cares, right? But if he does, Coach Ime, Jason Tatum is not your guy. I don't care how many Kobe memes he posts. I don't care if he texts Kobe. I don't care how many fadeaway jumpers he hits in practice, if he plays with his tongue out or not. Yo, he misses another one of those, put him on the bench. Because he doesn't miss those. He doesn't miss it like a normal miss. It doesn't like he airballs fadeaway jumpers. Put him on the bench.
Airball from 15 feet out.
Put him on the bench.
Come on, son.
Put him on the bench. Let Jaylen Brown, bro. Again, I watched game 1 and I was like, look at Jaylen Brown going off, bro. Like,
but
it was beautiful to watch.
Not only that though. If you watch Boston, if you know another thing though, if you watch Boston play, they play the best basketball when they play as a team.
Yes.
When they move the ball, it doesn't matter where the ball lands. Somebody's hitting a shot.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking like, if Pritchard get a random shot, in the corner. If Grant Williams had one of the best games of his career, Game 7 against Milwaukee. The best game of his career. Game 7 against Milwaukee. Why? They move the ball, he gets open shots. Bro, these guys are professionals. Give them enough open shots. Come on now. But when you're trying to force, the issue and force feed one guy, that's when you get in trouble. And
100%. And it's happened 3 games back to back. Because game 2, they almost lost game 3. If we're being very honest, like, because at some point in the third quarter, that lead got wiped away. But somehow they managed to, like, look, if they lose on Thursday, I will guarantee you Jason Tatum has 27 points in a loss. Because didn't he have 27 points?
Yeah, he had 27 last night. He had 27 last night. But and then you see, in this case, that I always tell you numbers are deceiving.
Mm-hmm.
And because we watch it, you watch that game, you're like 27. Okay, so what? You didn't do anything when it mattered. Like, I've been, I joke around with my brother all the time. Like, my brother and my friends, when we play basketball, and I always tell them, man, you shoot when it don't matter. You J.R. Smith. I always joke around with them like that. Like, and that was Jason Tatum last night.
Yeah.
Earlier in the
helped
game.
In the third. No, don't get me wrong. That third quarter, he hit those 2 back-to-back threes. Fantastic. After that,
but you see, after that, he was living in his head like, oh yeah, I hate those 2. I hate those back in the third quarter. No. Third quarter's over. The time has passed. Let's focus on now. We got a game to win, and that's what he didn't do. And that's it's like if that's your superstar, when the game matters, your superstar gotta be a superstar. But he's not that guy, not yet. So for now,
I think he's still they're still stuck in 2018 when LeBron. Boston is still stuck in 2018 when LeBron demoralized them because, man, he hit that shot. He took their hearts.
Bro, okay, like I know we're talking Warriors and Celtics right now, but Bron has a way of like putting fear in certain people's hearts. Toronto couldn't win a single series against Bron, bro. It doesn't matter what they did, they couldn't beat Bron. Indiana, when he was in Miami, Atlanta, when Bron was, it doesn't matter who it was. Like Atlanta, I'm saying Atlanta, Indiana, and Toronto, and then finally Boston. Like, it doesn't matter what. The moment they go against Bron, it's like, damn, like. But so
imagine you're from Toronto and they call it LeBronto. Like, that's embarrassing, bro. That's embarrassing,
bro.
LeBronto.
Your own cities call him. Nah, son, come on.
Nah, but no. So outside of Jason Tatum not shooting anymore or not being the main ball handler, you have to hit your free throws and you have to limit the turnovers. Yes, you can win. Of course, they can win,
bro.
They've shown us.
If you look at the numbers. When they have 15 turnovers or less, they're 13-2.
Yes.
When they have more than 16 turnovers,
it's over.
I think, yeah. Like every single, it's like, the numbers tell you. That's
back to back, bro. You can win any game with any 2 games with 30 plus turnovers, bro. Like, that's first of all, that's crazy to me in a professional setting. 30 turnovers in 2 games.
Not only that. They're coming from your best players. You're not coming from a couple of guys that come off the bench. They come from your best players. Your 3 best players, they're averaging more turnovers the entire series. That means you're playing sloppy. That means you're not playing as a team. That means you're forcing an issue. Marcus Smart, he's not a point guard. I was gonna say he's not a good point guard. I'm gonna go ahead and go one step further. He's not a point guard.
Yeah, move him too. Like honestly, bring Jaylen Brown 1, move Marcus Smart 2, keep Jason
Tatum at 3.
Yeah, I think you have a better chance with that. You know, with Jason Tatum being the ball handler. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
That's all I got for you, bro.
Listen, keep Horford at the 4, and then and Robert Williams at the 5.
Oh,
yeah, that's your lineup.
Horford needs help, though.
Horford is trying, man. Horford is trying. The man is trying.
He is because man, at however old he is, and he can't move anymore like he used to. Not like he even used to move crazy, but like.
But you can see it. You can see it. He doesn't have it in him.
Oh man, because they love it so. They love Horford so much on the floor that they switch to Steph all the time, and it's filthy. It is disgusting. But that's. So you think they're done, right? You think they're clipped?
I believe they have the ability to actually come back game 6 because I've seen them every time you take the out, they give you a little bit extra, come right back.
Right.
But I think after game 5, after watching them play, after watching the third quarter they had, because let me see, the first half they had 39, fourth quarter they had 20.
Mm-hmm.
Third quarter was the best quarter the entire series so far. Right. I mean the entire series, like in the entire third quarter, because Golden State have won every third quarter the entire except last night. So after you have a third quarter like that, right, and you had a fourth quarter where you had a chance, with like the game coming to an end, go like around the halfway mark. I think at this point, if you cannot find if somebody cannot go off randomly, like Grant Williams give you like 3 threes early, or if somebody cannot go off early, and then Warriors is always gonna like by the time third quarter comes around, Warriors usually give you something, especially because when they're down. So I think when it comes down to it, I think if they don't have a big lead early.
Ooh. Yeah, you gotta have a lead and keep it, but they have to keep it.
No. But you see the thing though, and when they have a big lead early, let's say they get 15, 18 point lead early on, and Warriors come with that crazy third quarter, and you sustain it just enough, like the lead's cut down to 5 or 7, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Going into the fourth, I think you have a better shot, but I think they have the talent. I just don't know if they have the mentality. And the fight, because the Warriors are more experienced, they're gonna beat you with experience every time. So you got to have something. You got to have something they don't. You got to outwork them. You have to outwork them. That's it.
All right, that makes sense.
But I think, if you ask me, this series is over.
Wow. Okay, you know what? I'm going to be solid about it. I think they're coming back. I think we have a game 7 in Oracle.
Okay.
I think we have a game 7. I think Jaylen Brown has heard everyone. And I think Jaylen Brown is probably going to do it himself. Like he's just going to give me the ball, step out, ISO. It's like no, he's not ISO.
I think the Warriors don't want a game 7. So the same way. Okay, I think Warriors going to treat game 6 like game 7.
Okay.
Because again, they don't want to fly to Boston. Play a hard game, give their whole heart, and they have to go back to Oracle, and then have the pressure be on them. I think they want to end this as soon as possible. Mm-hmm. And right now Steph is in the gym. He told Aisha, don't bother me. He told the kids, go to your grandma's. Like Steph is in the gym right now. Like he's putting from 40 feet out just to make sure he don't have another game like last night.
Just to make sure that he still has it.
Just make sure he still has it.
I believe you.
And Clay is someone watching YouTube videos of Game 6 Clay.
Game 6 Clay. I think Udoka should have every player for the Boston Celtics go to the free throw line and hit free throws until their arms fall off. Because what the hell? Honestly, I think those are the 3 keys for me. The 3 keys for me for Boston is how good can Jaylen Brown be? Can they make free throws? And can they limit turnovers? I think he's going to have them pass the ball till their arms fall out. I think he's going to have every player hit free throws till the arms fall off. And I think he's going to sit down and talk to Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown and be like, yo, you're our guy, but I feel like Jaylen Brown is going to be he's going to be our main option. That is, but if he does that, he might create a schism, right? But I'm going to ask you right now, do you want a championship or do you want to beef about who gets number one option?
Okay. You see, I agree with you. However, Ime's not going to do that because it's a superstar league, and Tatum is the face, and you know how sensitive these young guys get. Like, you know how it goes, bro. Like, what do you mean I'm not that guy? Like, and again, he's now. First of all, I don't think you do that because you know what? You don't put that thought in his head because now he's in his head. Now because now it's like now he's in his head, and it's like you don't want that. You want them to play a smooth game. You want them to give their absolute best, and you don't want to cause a rift between your two best guys. For no matter who's playing how and when. I think you don't want to do that. Mm-hmm. But I do think though, if you're Boston, you go back to Andrew Wiggins last night. I know we talked a whole lot about the teams, but Andrew Wiggins last night, every single time they needed him, whenever they needed him, on offense, on defense, on rebound, every time they needed him, Andrew Wiggins said, "Don't worry, I got this." Like, in fact, I'm the only person on this team who's the number one draft pick. Like, I got this. And he came up big.
Shit. Rookie of the year, number one draft pick. Listen,
bro, he came up big. Like, he came up big last night, and it's like you can look at the points and be like, okay, he had 26 and 10, but it's like beyond the points. If you look at when he get those, and what he was doing on the opposite end, whether it was on Tatum, whether it was on Brown, no matter who he was on, he was guarding him. He was so. I think Andrew Wiggins get plenty of credit. He needs plenty of credit for last night's game, but also hasn't been playing the entire playoff so far. Like I was saying before, I've been waiting 8 years for Andrew Wiggins to have a breakout year, and this was it. So I think if you're the Warriors, you don't want a Game 7 back in Oracle. You don't want that, not because you can't win, but because now pressure. Because now your guys are at this point are exhausted. Andrew Wiggins exhausted. Steph carried you through 4 games, and you know how he plays. His conditioning is on his next level because, like, to run around for that long, for so long, it takes a lot. Now it's a lot out of your opponent for sure, but it also takes a lot out of you. And I think at some point, I think that's why a lot of time in the fourth quarter he's been gassed, like, and he's needed to take a break early on because it's hard to run around for that long. So with that being said, yeah, I think the key for me, if Boston wants to come back and win this, you go out and you say 2 things: stop turning the ball over and play as a team. That's it. We're not playing with a superstar guy here, because guess what? None of you is LeBron James. None of you is Kobe Bryant. None of you is Michael Jordan. So guess what? We're playing as a team. We're not playing with superstar focus here. Because when they play as a team, they get it done. They pass the ball, they share the ball, they get it done. So play as a team and stop turning the ball over.
That's it. So where I think they can come back, you're like, no, it's done for them. All right, that's fine.
They have the ability. I just don't know if they. I just don't know, because the things though. The same way you were saying that Warriors won, and I was saying Boston choked. I think Warriors are now saying, you know what, Game 6 we already know they're gonna come out because it's survival for them. They're gonna come out in survival mode, and when you have nothing to lose, or you play with house money, you have nothing to lose. Like, you could go all out, and Warriors are thinking, yo, we don't want another game of this. We want to win right now, and claim back the championship that was stolen from us for the last couple of years, because we feel like we deserve that. We didn't have Clay for 2 years. Like, before that, we lost KD in the finals. Like, we feel like we've been robbed. Like, this is our chance. And nobody thought we were going to come up this year and win it. But here we are. This is Game 6. We leave it all on the line. So I think Steph have a better Game 6. And the Warriors close it out then, because they don't want to, they don't want to go back to Oracle and risk a Game 7. Because again, that turns around 9, put all the pressure on you. That's where I'm at with it.
All We'll see. I mean, it's Thursday, so we'll see, man. I don't know.
We'll see how it goes.
I don't know. I think these, Boston has, they've been fighting, and I think this is they are looking at it as this is the chance. We've had so many close chances. We had 7 games. They could have met these guys earlier. They could have met these guys earlier, but LeBron had something to say about that, and they're like, you know what? This is our house. They're not popping confetti in our house. Matter of fact, we're gonna beat them here. We're gonna go to they're probably looking at this game and saying this is game 7 right now, right here. Win or go home.
Yeah.
Elimination game. Right. So this is it.
That's an elimination game for them. So that is game 7 for them.
Yeah, and I think they are going to come out. This is the only thing, right? They're gonna come out a little tight, but they're gonna loosen up. And once they loosen up, once they get going, they are gonna be tight on defense. They're gonna be more pressed on defense. The thing is, are they going to be super tight to where they start losing the ball? I don't think they do that. I think they curtail all those turnovers. I think they are going to win, bro. I think they're going to win. I think there's a game 7 for these finals. I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but I feel like if there's a game 7 for these finals, we have to ask Adam Silver a question. Why? No, but I think there's a game 7 for these finals. I 100% think so.
Yeah, you 100%. I'm gonna go 80-20. I think this ends in game 6 because Warriors do not want to risk a game 7, not because they can't win, but because they don't want that pressure back on them. Because after they lost game 1 at home, they say, we can't let another one slip away at home. Mm-hmm. And they lost game 1 at home, so then they came out game 2. They did what they were supposed to do because you can't go down 2 or go into Boston. They did what they were supposed to do. Game 3 after they lost it, like, we're now down 2-1. They have home court advantage. We can't go down 3-1. So game 4 they come out and Steph has a monster game. So it's like, and now
even with that monster game, they could have still lost if Boston didn't turn the ball over 27,000 million times. Boston did no. Look at that game. Like Boston was close every step of the way. All those turnovers became, a thing. You cannot turn the ball over against, and when Steph is red hot like that, you don't want to turn the ball over because he runs down and hits a 3. Your heart sinks. Another thing is, as Boston, you can't settle for 3 points when you're beating them in paint points. Again, as you say, you're the guy that says the numbers. So for Boston, you can't settle for 3-pointers when you're winning in the paint. And they had one more foul to give. You go in, you catch a foul, whether or not you shoot. That's the next. That means every time you're at the line. Yeah. So there's a chance. So you can go 3 the hard way. So if they come down, hit 3, you can go in, try to get.
Something that made me mad last night though. Boston, I think it was it third quarter or second quarter? I forgot which quarter it was. Where Warriors got in foul trouble early. Like I'm talking with 9 minutes left in the game. They were already, Boston was already in the bonus. And Boston did not attack them like they should have been. At that point, you're in the bonus with 9 minutes left. I'm going to the basket every
single play, bro.
You either stop me or I score. That's it. That's why I think that's a tough chance because they had too many things going their way yesterday to lose that game.
Too many. And
they had plenty going for them, and they still lost that game.
You're right, but I still think the experience team won, and I'll give Golden State winning before I turn around and say Boston lost that. Because you're not going to give because you're taking away the credit from the great game that the bang up game that the rest of the Golden State Warriors did.
That's so much I'm taking away from Golden State from having the good game they have. But what I'm saying is the fact that through 4 games, you've been getting lit up by Steph Curry. Through 4 games, Klay Thompson has been subpar. Through 4 games, Draymond Green has been less than scrub level. Through 4 games, Jordan Poole hasn't had a 20-point game yet. Through 4, there's so many things that has happened through 4 games where, it's been, like I said, Steph's been lighting up 4 games, and here comes game 5, and he plays beyond pedestrian, and you couldn't close that out. You choked, but
Okay.
We can move on.
All right. And finally, to round off the day, Stanley Cup Finals begins tomorrow. Who you got? I'm going, and the reason I'm going Lightning is because I'm going goalie match. Because I had a chance to watch the Rangers series, right? All the way through. The Lightning have a better goal, me, in my opinion. And again, when you're back-to-back champions, it's just kind of, I'm taking the easy way out, bro. That's what I'm doing. Taking the easy way out, and I'm going with the Lightning. Better goalie and back-to-back champions. And they have more firepower. They have better ones.
You see, while I agree with you in terms of back-to-back champion, goalie firepower, I'm gonna go Avalanche. Why? Because I feel like they're going to come out and I feel like they're gonna fight harder. Because again, when you're back-to-back champion, you're like, listen, I've been here, I do this. Like this is basically this is basically what I do for a living now.
Right.
I play, I win, I go home, and I do it again next year.
Right.
But again, for everybody at the top, there's always somebody hunting for you. And I think Avalanche is hunting right now. They're over here, they're like, yo, we've been waiting for our chance. We're ready for this. Like, we know what they're going to bring. We know they have the better goalie. We know they have the firepower. We know this. So what we got to do is we have to outwork them. And I think that's why Avalanche comes out. It's a great series. Great series. I think the series goes long. But I think Avalanche is they're going to dig deep and find something there.
See, if this series goes long, I'm going to go with the experience. I'm going to go with the guys who have won it twice. I'm going to go with the guys who just took out New York, who was a favorite in the playoffs. I'm going with that. I'm going with the Lightning. It's the reason why I said Golden State won. It's just when you've been to the mountaintop, right? You know what it takes to climb. You know how the climb goes. You know what it's like when you get to that point where everyone needs help, every like most mountain climbers go through that. Most hikers go through that. You get to that point where it's like, oh man, I'm tired. But because you've been here before, you know how to pace yourself. You don't rush into it. If this thing goes longer than what?
If it goes longer than 5 games,
it's over.
Longer than 5 games,
it's a Lightning.
If it goes longer than 5 games, advantage Lightning. They have the advantage if it goes longer than 5 games because like you said, they've been to the mountaintop. They know what it takes. Back-to-back champions, which means at this point, like this is like they're basically like, for lack of a better term, they basically live and breathe championship. Like they're like,
right.
Listen, last couple of years, this is what we do. No matter who no matter who's on the team, like no matter who we face, this is what we do. So with that being said, if it goes, if this thing goes 6-7 games, I can see Lightning winning it. But I feel like Avalanche is over here, like they're like, listen, this is our time. These guys been doing it, like they're comfortable, they're happy, they're champions, like. But we, like I said, we've been waiting for this moment. Like we've been fighting for this moment, and we're not gonna get a better chance than now. And I think that's why I say, again, maybe I just want to be opposed to you. Maybe I just want to
I think that's what it is, because I'm here. What you're saying is maybe. I think you're trying to be an opposition, which is fine. Stay in your opposition.
But
what happens if what happens if the Lightning lose game 1?
See what I'm saying? Because especially for a team that's like on a hunt, if they come out and win game 1, all of a sudden they feel like, wait a minute, these guys are mortal. We can actually take them down. And the thing is, and you know what? Like something I always joke about, and I would tell people, I'm like, listen, the reason why Michael Jordan was so he won the way he did, and he dominated the way he did, is because the guy came out and he had like superstars, MVPs, former champions calling him Black Jesus. If you're calling another man, your opponent, Black Jesus, you revere him way too much. You already put him up on a pedestal. At that point, he says, "Yo, you are beneath me, and therefore, I'm just gonna keep trampling over you." And I think that's the thing. So So, but the moment like this, and the moment somebody come out and says, yo, you're beatable, you're good, but you are not invincible. The moment somebody does that, all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute now. Or, and they say, are we better than we thought? Or they're not as good as we thought? But when it comes down to it, especially like, we're talking like if they lose game one, two things happen. By game two, they bring back that championship. They bring back the championship grit, the championship fight. They bring back the championship experience. They bring all that out if they lose game one.
Because they're both games on the road. Game 1 and 2 on the road.
Yeah.
So it makes me look at it now, right? You're going into hostile territory.
Yeah. So again, if you lose game one, that's what this and that. So for me, I think game one is the key for Avalanche. Game one is the key for the Avalanche. That's what it is. Like, because the Lightning could lose game one and could lose game two. They could lose game. They could win game one, lose game two. However it works is, if Lightning come out of this 1-1, they're okay with it because they know what they can do. But if you're Avalanche, I think you come out game one and say, I'm here. This is my time. We're gonna win this. I don't care about your back-to-back championship because these are years past. Okay,
right.
That was 2021. Okay, we left that in the past before. We are here now, and right now, where we are right now is that you're in my house. We're playing game one, and we have the same chance of winning. And I want home court advantage. So yeah, I'm gonna come out and punch you in the mouth. And then again, I think Lightning, if Avalanche win game one, Lightning come back and win game two. They're like, okay, you know what, 1-on-1, whatever. They understand that because they have the talent. But if you're Avalanche, you don't give away game one to a team that's back-to-back champion. Because if you give away game one, you're already even further behind than you were before.
This is true.
Yeah.
But I don't see how the Lightning don't come out and say, you know what, this is our sport, pretty much. The Stanley Cup is already, like, a matter of fact, they already even changed their profile picture on Twitter to troll as champions in 2020, which is amazing. It's amazing. That's the kind of confidence that that to me, that's the kind of confidence that you take on the road to claim the championship. So that, in my opinion,
but you know what though,
mm-hmm.
It's confidence if you're Lightning. It's arrogance, if it's arrogance to you if you're Avalanche. And when somebody's arrogant, what you want to do is punch them in the mouth.
Like, imagine, you think this is on the bulletin board in Colorado right now? Like, look at what they've done. Like, this is kind of disrespectful.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you're Avalanche and you see them do this, you come out swinging. Literally, you come out swinging. Like, you can't let them do that and they come to your house on game one and beat you right away. Because at that point, you're basically saying you're right. You got this. Like, we're not on the same level as you guys.
We're lay down and take it. We just gonna lay down and take it.
And that's the last thing you want to do. That's the last thing you want to do. If you're Avalanche, because at this point, you basically lay on your back, belly showing, and for animals, big cats, lions, tigers. The moment when they're laying on their back and they're showing you the belly, that's vulnerability. They're showing you, like, listen, I trust you to take care of me. So, which means so guess what? If Lightning comes to your house and they beat you game one, it's like, oh yeah, go ahead. You might as well, so slicing down the middle, it's over. And I think that's why, Avalanche is like, listen, these guys are coming here because, they're champions. So therefore, they already know what's happening. They already know what's going to happen. They already know what they're going to do. So I understand that. But Avalanche, you got to come out and says, you know what? No, I'm not having it. And I think that's why Avalanche win game one.
I don't see them winning game one. But thank you. It's a great show. I guess we're going to end it right here. Thank you very much, Reds. Thank you very much. I think this is a pretty good episode 1. We talked about the both championship games that are happening right now, and I think we got a chance to really sink into those things and look at why. Because again, we're not like sports experts. We're fans, and just like Draymond Green, we can also have a podcast. The difference is I'm not dropping 2 points and going into my hotel room and talking. I can do this like this, right? So yeah, no, but this was fun. I can't wait to the next show. And hopefully, like by the next show, we're talking about Boston going back to Oracle, and we're talking about the Lightning winning Game 2 of the Stanley Cup. Thank you for.
if by that you mean Warriors, like bringing home the trophy on the plane with them, and and leaving Boston to clean up the confetti in their house.
Bruh. I'm sorry. That's still in all of sports, right? That's the most embarrassing thing to me.
Bro,
like, why you gotta pop confetti in my house, bro? Like, I don't care, man. I'm done. I'm just like, nah. But
bro, like, imagine they come to your house, pick up a trophy, leave the confetti, and tell you, you guys cleaned up, all right? I'm out. I'll see you next year.
Facts. But anyways, bro. Thank you very much for taking the time. Those of you that were watching, thank you for watching. Those of you that are going to be listening, thank you for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Weds, when is the next episode?
Now
we'll talk about that later.
We'll figure it
out.
Because if we're getting a Game 7, then we got to talk before Game 7.
Yeah,
for the final. So
right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Thank you for having me, man. No, thank you for being here, man. This is Earth2 Sports Talks, Sport Talk with Weds&Moe. I am Mo. You just heard from Weds. We'll catch you on the next one. Peace.
Play ball. There you go. There it is.
There's a winner.
Look at that. Back. Gone. We have a chance.
Showdown.
Yankees 12, Red Sox 11.
He's gone. He couldn't go all the way.
No hay arquero. ¿Quién le pega? ¡Golazo!
Well, there's a long ball through, and
Oh my God, an insane goal! I've just seen the most insane goal I have ever seen on a football pitch. Incredible Zlatan Ibrahimovic.
Fed on through, and here's Rust. Rust delays to Kopic. Walton can tip it. Bryant with the save.
Oh, you gotta get a shot here.
Final seconds. Bryant for the win. Bang!
Oh, go ahead. Do your little intro.